what's up, guys? Welcome back to Scents of South Jersey with me, Kellen, for another fragrance review. Going to be taking a look at a fragrance today from Brut. It's a Brut flanker fragrance. I'm not even really sure the year that it came out. Couldn't find any information. We're going to be taking a look at Brut Black, or also, as it said online, Brut Titan. That was what it said in parentheses too. So, we'll break down the fragrance as we always do, the presentation, the notes, the performance, my thoughts and opinions, and then my overall rating for the fragrance. If it's your first time here and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do so. I'd really appreciate it. We're on our way to 10K, like I've been saying. If you have an Instagram, check out the Scents of South Jersey Instagram page for photos of fragrances from my collection, news and updates on the channel, and daily scent of the day posts. If you have a TikTok, follow Sabro88. That is non-fragrance related, but it's all about champagne, which is another one of my favorite things. Also, if you guys are interested in picking up some, discontinued, rare, hard to find vintage fragrances that you've seen on my channel that you wanted to try that you can't find elsewhere, I do have a lot of Mercari listings. My username is SOSJ, obviously just the initials for the channel. You just search the fragrance and my listings will come up, or you can search vintage fragrances or men's cologne, and eventually when you sift through all of them, there's a lot of sellers on there, you'll probably stumble upon my page and you can see anything too. So I just, again, have had things that I've enjoyed that I don't find myself wearing, and I don't want them to just sit. It's better if somebody else enjoys them, and then that way I can make room for either new things that I want to try or just sort of thin the collection too. So let's jump into this review of Brut Black. Okay, first let's take a look at the presentation. We'll take a look at the box here too. So it's that typical Brut Eau de Cologne Special Reserve box, that thin box. You can see the Brut logo there, kind of like a silhouette of it, in white, and you see the Brut information on the back there, all the different things here for the ingredients, warning label, a bunch of different languages. On the bottom here, you've got the barcode. Here's what the back looks like, made in the USA. They got their phone number on there. On the top, you got Brut Black. The box is really cheap. Like this thing, it just sort of comes apart. It's not gonna stay. It tore off like immediately. And then you look at the bottle here. Pretty cool looking bottle. I actually like these here. You can see it is a dark, where the other one's green, this is black. Or gunmetal, almost looks like. You see Brut there. The cap, you can hold it by the cap. It's got that chain with this thing is stuck on there, but this is loose. Eau de Cologne. On the bottom, you don't have anything. And here on the back too, so you got one other warning label too. So let's take this off. And you can see the cheap sprayer here. Let's take a look at the distribution. So it's a puff sprayer. Honestly, this is a difficult bottle. It's a nice looking bottle, but it's harder to utilize. It often slips. It's not like, I like the other Brut, like the square bottle. I kind of like that one better, but this is the only one that Brut Black comes into. So interesting presentation for this fragrance. Okay, as far as the notes go for Brut Black, this is what was listed on the top. You have anise, citruses, lavender, and basil. And then in the middle of the fragrance, there are floral notes and spicy notes. And then in the base, it's just woody notes. That's what's listed there. Definitely what I pick up on is a little bit of the dark anise, citruses for sure, and lavender, but it's just a dark scent. It is a dark fragrance. I think some of the florals in there as well too, and definitely some spice. Woody notes, what does that really even smell like? That's kind of hard to pick up on. I always think of that as more of a green scent, which I don't necessarily get with this. So those are the notes that are listed and the ones that I pick up on. All right, so the performance on my experience wearing Brut Black on clothing, very good, 7 to 8 hours, surprisingly, and it's an eau de cologne concentration, which is crazy for eau de cologne, especially more of a modern one, and I'm assuming this one has been within the past 10, 15 years is when it came out. During that era, maybe in the mid-2000s, where black flankers were coming out left and right. But on skin, it's probably a 3 to 4 hour fragrance max, maybe I would say closer to 3. But it's decent for the cost. Again, this is also very cheap. It can be had for like $8, $10, depending on what sites you get it. So performance surprised me. The clothing is the way to go with this one, though. That's where you want to apply it. Okay, so my thoughts and opinions on Brut Black. Let's put some on again here. Guys, this is a very familiar scent. It's like a fragrance that if you smelled it and you never have before, Brut Black specifically, you'd be like, God, I recognize that fragrance. I've smelled it on someone or someplace before in my life. It's kind of a clean barbershop scent, but it is more on the deodorant spray side, like the Nivea lotion, or like it's clean like that. It's not like a fougere. It is an aromatic fougere classification, but it's not like a green one too. So it sort of reminds me, if you took Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, this was the first fragrance that came to mind after I've been wearing it. You stripped out the sharpness with the opening rosemary and greenness, and you just left the soap. But this is a darker, soapy scent. And it's very, very, very good, and it can last, like I mentioned, it lasts on strong on your clothing. It's very soapy, dark, soapy with a hint of anise. But there's not really greenness in there, and that's why it reminds me more of like the just plain deodorant spray or shower gel type of scent, but darker and more masculine and soapy that way, like mostly soap. But again, and which would make sense for the classification of how inexpensive this is, it being a fougere, but it gives off like a professional masculine vibe. Like you've definitely smelled this on someone before, whether it was a coach or something like that in your life, because it's a sporty kind of locker room type of fresh. Again, that shower gel, deodorant spray. And I go back to like some of the aftershave balms, like not ones associated with a particular fragrance to match a body line, but one that you just buy because you need it. And the one that I used to use was a Nivea, and there was another one too. And they just smell like clean soapiness, and that's what Brut Black reminds me of too, but just darker. So I think it comes off, if you're wearing it for an office scent, professional. It's gonna be masculine smelling. It's not obnoxious. It's not too much. It's not or too loud either, but it will last, and it's just very clean. It's easy. It's a great starter fragrance for someone if you want to give them a classic style scent. This would be a great one to start, and if they like this, they'll definitely like other ones too. So I was really surprised. The reason I even got this is because I was getting some skincare stuff and I needed free shipping, and they had this one, and I'm like, all right, let me just give it a shot. Worst case, I'm out $8 and I don't like it, and I sell it, or it just sits, or I give it away. But I actually really enjoyed it, and I did end up using a decent amount of it so far. No body line products for this one that I can see, but it's something that really surprised me. Again, the dark smelling, soapy, woody, soft projection, but not obnoxious, but it definitely lasts, and it's a great starter fougere if you just want a clean, soapy scent that's not going to branch off. It's not very loud, and it's definitely one that is an easy wear if you like that type of stuff. Okay, so it's time for my overall ratings for Brut Black Eau de Cologne. So the presentation, I don't like these boxes. I think that I hate how this comes apart immediately. The bottle's cool, but its functionality is sort of like a little bit difficult. It's many times slipped out of my hand, so we're gonna go with a 5 out of 10 for the presentation. As far as the performance goes, I'm gonna just clock it at a 6. I think that that's fair between skin and clothing. 6 out of 10. Scent surprised me, really enjoyed it again. A soapy, masculine, deodorant fresh, locker room fresh type of scent. Very, very old school smelling, and they didn't try to turn this into a sweet scent like many black flankers have done. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Again, for its class of cheap fragrances in that realm, it's an 8 out of 10, I think, given its masculine, old school direction that it goes in. So I'm gonna bring the overall rating for Brut Black Eau de Cologne Spray Cologne to a 6 out of 10. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. That is my review of Brut Black Eau de Cologne Spray Cologne. Let me know in the comment section, have you guys ever tried this one? Do you like fragrances from the Brut house or Brut line? Please let me know. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Check out the Instagram page, the TikTok, and the Mercari page if you're interested in getting some other fragrances. You guys know I always appreciate all the interaction. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.